Hello everyone, it's the Asset Stacker. Today is Friday, January the 3rd. So we are starting a new year, 2025. A lot of us have a lot of anticipation for this year. We're excited to see how this year turns out, what spot prices are going to do, the new presidential administration, what that's going to do. But I wanted to start the year out with a challenge that I haven't seen anybody do yet. I want to challenge each of the content creators. I would like to challenge you to your top 5 purchases of 2024. So looking back at what we did last year and picking out your top 5 picks of the purchases that you purchased for 2024. And if you're not a content creator, but you still stack or you still buy and you're still a member of this community, leave a comment in the video. What is your top 5? List them in the video in this comment section of this video, and let's see if we can't just kind of inspire each other a little bit, getting ready to start the new year with maybe some ideas and things to purchase for the upcoming year. Me personally, it was pretty easy for me to come up with a top 5, but there were a couple of more, about 3 more coins or bars or whatever that I wanted to add. So these are going to be my honorable mentions. And these 3 are not in particular order, but one of them is going to be this. This is technically, I guess you would call this a coin because it is government issued and it does have a monetary value. So even though it is a bar shape, it is considered technically a coin, I do believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But this is a 2023 Australia Elizabeth. This is a commemorative kind of her reign and power. But it is a dragon bar. And this is this is from the Perth Mint, if I'm not mistaken. This is the only dragon bar or round that I have in my entire stack. I purchased this from a local coin shop. I found a coin shop in my area that I thought was going to be a place that I would really enjoy shopping. And I'm not saying that I don't go there. I do. But it just hasn't turned out the way that I had hoped it would. But either way, I did pick up this bar. It was in one of my earlier videos for 2024. But I really like the dragon design on that. So that's going to be one of my honorable mentions. Another honorable mention is going to be this Coronation 1 ounce bar. And I just think that this is a really nice design. I'm not saying that I'm a fan of Charles and whatnot, but as far as just this bar alone, and the Royal Mint really does put out some really high quality products in my opinion, and I really liked this bar. I ended up buying the 10 ounce versions of this bar as well, but this particular one, I purchased it. It was, I want to say, from SD Bullion. I purchased the bar. I liked it, so I ended up buying more. And then the last of my honorable mentions, and this is going to be another Royal Mint bar, and this one is probably my favorite of the Royal Mint bars that was put out this year. This is the Una and the Lion 2024 edition. I do not have the 2021, which is going to be, it's not going to be in a landscape, it's going to be a portrait style bar. I do not have that one. And to be honest with you, I've not seen it in the wild. So I've not had the opportunity to even buy the bar. I know I could go online and buy it like off eBay or something like that. But I really would like to see the bar, hold the bar, look at the bar, see the condition of it before I buy it. I just don't buy a whole lot off of eBay when it comes to precious metals. But that being said, I absolutely love this design. I really would like to have the first one just so I can have both of them. But I'm kind of hoping that the Royal Mint will do maybe a 3rd edition of this in some shape, form, or fashion, or something of the like. Like I said, the Royal Mint just seems to have some really good products that they put out, and I really liked the Una and the Lion. So that is going to be my 3 honorable mentions. So give me just a second, and I'll set up for pick number 5. All right, so coming in for me at number 5, my 5th purchase of the year, that as far as my list, starting at number 5, working my way to number 1, pick number 5 is going to be my 1/10 ounce purchases. And why would I say that? This year was the first year that I started buying gold. And I started with the 1/10 ounce of each of these 3 denominations, buying one of each per month. I was able to complete my goal this year, and this started me out on my gold journey, and that's the reason why this has to be in my top 5. This is a 2024, representing the year that I started stacking gold. This is the 2024 Britannia. Of course, the 2024 American Gold Eagle. And last but not least, the 2024 Canadian Maple Leaf. So for pick number 5 for me, my 5th and most, I really am just proud that I started my gold journey this year, or this past year. I hope to continue that in 25. I'm still going to set to fill the tubes that I started trying to fill. About 8 coins or so away from that ability for each one of these. Only need 7 more of the American Eagles. So hopefully, if everything goes as planned, this year I'll complete my gold purchases of the 10th ounce, and we'll be moving on to the next denomination, which will be the 1/4 ounce. But my pick number 5 for purchases of 2024 are my 3 1/10 ounce gold that I started with at the beginning of the year. So I'll set these aside and get ready to show you pick number 4. All right, everyone. So my pick, a number 4th pick for this challenge, is going to be this U.S. Constitution round. So 1973, honest value never fails. Now, many of you guys have seen this coin, this round. You probably have seen it on my channel if you watch this channel. I purchased 2 of these. One of these, so I purchased at the local coin shop in my honorable mentions when I showed you the Dragon Bar. I purchased the Dragon Bar and 2 of these from the local coin shop. And I kept the Dragon Bar for myself, and I kept this one for myself. The other one of these I donated to My Silver Journey, and he gave that away in his, I want to say it was his 2,000 subscriber, maybe. I can't remember. But he did a giveaway. Might have been a 1,000 or 2,000, but I think it was a 2,000 subscriber giveaway. And best of my memory, 7 Stacks won the coin, the sister round to this one. But I did keep this one for myself, and it does come in at number 4 for me. And the reason why it comes in at number 4 is because of the toning on this. The one that 7 Stacks won, the one that Silver Journey had, down here on the bottom, it just had some really sharp blue toning that really made it look like the USS Constitution was just really just streaming its way through the water. It was just beautiful design. So I gave that to him because I thought it was such a pretty way that the toning did on that particular round. For me, the front of this one wasn't quite as sharp and nice on the toning, but it really was on the back. And on the back of this, of course, it says that no state, this is Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution. No state shall make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debt. But if you will look at this one, and the reason why I like this one so much, over here on this side of the coin, you see some reddish looking tones. And then you've got the white of the silver where there's no toning in this area. And then you have the blues that was on the front of the other one. You have it on the back of this one. And to have the Constitution, part of the, this Article 1, Section 10 of the U.S. Constitution written on the back of this coin on this round, and it having the red, white, and blue toning, I just thought, wow, how awesome that looked. So this was this one just found a little special place with me. I like this particular round. Other than that, I really don't know much more to say about it. It was just, I don't even know for sure who it is. I guess Provo, Utah, USA. I'm not 100% sure who it is that made these rounds. I did see one on a channel recently that was giving one away, but it was beautiful white. It had no toning on it whatsoever, and it was a 1974. And I think a couple of different mints actually minted these, so I'm not really sure who it is that minted this one, but you guys may know. But either way, this made it to number 4 on mine. So I will let you just look at those colors really quick again. And you do see there is some toning on the front, but like I said, it just doesn't compare to the red, white, and blue on the back. So that is my number 4 pick of purchases for 2024. I'll set this aside and get ready to show you my pick number 3. All right, so pick number 3 for me was really kind of an easy choice. 2024 being a year that it was, with the election cycle and everything that's been going on and everything we had to endure over the last few years, I just really, I saw this bar. I saw this bar on, believe it was Down South Picking and Stacking, I believe is who it was that displayed one of these. And when I saw the bar, I was like, man, I've got to get me one of those. So I went to some coin shows, and I found one, and I got it. And so this is the bar. Nothing really special on this one, but this is what I loved on the bar. And I've seen a bunch of the Trump rounds, Trump bars, and to be honest with you, I really just didn't like many of them. By far, of every design that I've seen on any type of Trump anything, and I'm not just a big like Trump loyalist, but you know, Trump is definitely a huge personality, not only in you know, U.S. politics now, but just as an individual in business and everything else. He's just a huge personality. But I've seen a bunch of the things that were put out because it's just kind of weird how they idolize the man. But of everything that I've seen, there was nothing that I really thought was just the quality just wasn't very nice. But there was something about this wanted poster that I really just liked it. I thought, man, that is the best looking Trump, in my opinion, the best looking Trump design that I've seen on any bar or any round or any gold paper, anything that you have seen that's done. By far, I thought this was the best design. So when Down South had purchased one, I think he had gotten it on an auction purchase that he had won or something like that. And it's been a while back since I've seen it. But it took me a while to find one of these. I looked online. When he showed the one that he had, I actually went online trying to find it and could not find it. There wasn't anybody selling these at that particular time online. But like I said, I went to a coin show and there he was. So I did pick one up. So this comes in for me as one of my favorite pickups of 2024. This comes in at pickup number 3. So let me set this one aside and I'll show you pick number 2. All right, so my second pick, coming in second place, was very easy to decide this for me. I actually saw this bar on My Silver Journey, and he displayed this bar in one of his shows, and I really did like this bar. I went to a coin show, I saw the bar, tried to buy the bar, and if you watched some of my earlier commentary, some of my earlier videos, you probably already know what's in this box. This is actually a bar that I saw that it was just the bar, no display case, no box. It was in a capsule, best of my memory, but they wanted $50 for it. And at the time, I just could not see paying a $20-something premium for an ounce of silver. I guess I'm a little bit more frugal than that when it comes to my purchases, but I really did want this. So even though I wanted it, I just couldn't bring myself to buy that at that price. So I went to another show and then another show and finally ran across this bar, and someone had this one listed in this case for $39, which was a much better price. At the time, spot was somewhere probably around $29 or $30 when I came upon this one. And but the bad thing is I only carried so much money with me, so much cash with me to the show, and I didn't have $39 left. I found this at the end of the show. I'd already gone through, I'd already been buying stuff, and I came across this one, and all I had left was $35. But the seller was willing to take $35 for it. Display case, or the box and the display with it. And this is the Ten Commandment bar. So like I said, it does have the box that it comes in, but it also has this display case, and you can see that it does have a little leg. It's not been opened up to be done that way, but it does have the little leg stand that would let this stand up, upright. But this is the Ten Commandment bar, and I'm not sure. It does say 1 troy ounce, but it doesn't say who it is that actually did this bar. But you can see, and this is a 1 ounce version. I do believe there is a 10 ounce version of this bar, but if I ever see that, I'll probably try to pick it up if that's the case, if I have the money to do it. But this is the 1 ounce version of the Ten Commandment bar, and it was really in good shape. Like I said, he was willing to take, and I did test it. It does test to be silver. It's real. So, but like I said, I was very proud to be able to get that. That's what I'm saying. If you guys go to these shows, I'm going to the Fun Show here on January the 9th, I think is when it starts. I'll be there on Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th. So I'm planning on going at least 2 days out of that event. So if you guys are going to be able to be there and want to meet up, I would love to meet up with some of you other content creators, or just anybody in the community that wants to meet. Let me know you're going to be there. Shoot me an email or leave a comment in this video, and we'll see if we can't say hello. I'm actually going to be going with Southeast Stacker, so he and I are going to ride down together, and we are going to come to Florida and invade Florida. A couple of Alabama boys are going to be invading Florida, and just kind of checking out what you guys have, since it's the largest coin show in the U.S. So, but anyway, enough about that. This was my pick number 2, and like I said, it was very expensive. If I would have bought the first one I saw, I would have really been upset with myself when I would seen that I could have got it for $35 instead of $50. So go to these coin shows, dealers. I mean, they deal. That's what they do. So you're liable to find something that you really want at a reasonable price if you're willing to look for it. But this comes in at number 2 for me of my top 5 purchases of 2024. So let me set this one aside, and I will get my number 1 purchase of 2024. All right, so my number 1 purchase, my most favorite purchase that I purchased in 2024, it is not gold, and it is not even a silver coin or bar. My favorite purchase of 2024 is this NGC graded VF, very fine, Widow's Mite. So this particular mite, for all of you who are biblically inclined to know, there's a story of a widowed woman who came to the treasury, and the rich people just kind of tossed in their money in front of her, and then she put in 2 mites. And for me, I'm like, really, what's a mite? You know what I mean? I mean, you think of it being a couple cents or whatever, but this was a lot to her. And so you can actually, there's a little bit, if you want to pause, there's a little bit about the history of the mite. and you can read the back. I don't think there's much on the front, but you can Google and kind of determine how much a mite really was worth in that time. But she put 2 mites in, which wasn't a lot compared to what the other people were putting in. And Jesus made special note of this woman about how she gave all that she had. And so I was at a coin show, my wife and I, and we saw this, and just loving history, loving the Bible, loving biblical history. I had to have this. And so I got it. He had a couple of different ones that were set out, and all of them were in packages like this, and NGC packages, and just a briefing of what it was. But and all of you who want to know where you can read about it, it's in Mark 12:41 through 44, and also in Luke 21 verses 1 through 4. So that's the 2 places in the Bible in the New Testament that it mentions the widow's mite and her story. But anyway, long story short, I was able to pick this up, and like I said, just from the historical value, this is one of my favorite. This is the favorite, I guess you'd say, coin that I purchased and put into my collection this year. And it's not silver. It is not gold. It is just what it is. This particular design is estimated to be between the year 135 and 137 BC, so before Christ, which means that more than likely this particular coin was still in circulation at the time of Christ. I'm not saying by no means that this was one of the 2 mites that she tossed into the treasury, but this is, the time period of that mite. And like I said, you can get online and you can just Google widow's mite, and you'll see pictures of these. And there's a couple of different designs. I think most of the designs, I can't remember. This was the anchor design, I believe is what they called this. And that's how they date it, I think, is the way the mite was. Some of the designs on each of the mites were a little bit different, and that's how you can tell the time period that it was made, under whose kingdom it was under, who was the king at the time, and that kind of dates it in history to let you know what time period that particular mite was made. So anyway, love the history of this. It is definitely by far the oldest coin that I have in my collection. I do collect. I don't just stack. I do collect some. I focus more on stacking than I do collecting. But every now and then I find a piece that I really want. And like I said, this is by far the oldest coin. You're looking at a coin today that's probably close to 2,150 years old as it stands today. So by far the oldest coin that I have in my collection, by far. So anyway, that is my number 1 pickup of 2024. So I do put this challenge out to everybody else in the community. I'm hoping that you guys would take a little bit of time. If you post content, post a video, show us your top 5 pickups. It doesn't have to be an individual. Like I said, my number 5 was the 3 gold coins that started my year off in the gold side of my stack. But just the top 5 pickups of 2024. I'm interested to see what you guys have. Either tag me in your video, let me know that you are doing this challenge, or I may do a little indicator, I don't know what you call it, a hashtag on the description of this video. Just include that hashtag in the video that you have, and that should make it pretty easy for all of us to find all these videos in one spot so we can all see what we got. But this is my challenge to the community, and if you don't post content, then leave a comment in this video. Let me know what your top 5 pickups of 2024 were, and I look forward to hearing what you all have. Hope we all have a good, successful 2025. Keep stacking.